Nachito, what's good, man? Happy Thursday. How's your tooth feeling? Dude, I don't know what I'm more obsessed with. Getting duality cleared or figuring out why my TikToks aren't fucking being like served at all. I don't think I'm shadow banned or anything. It's just like they changed up the shit on the algorithm, and so it's like it's all talking videos. And I have a couple ideas for talking videos, but they take way more time. The other ones you just fucking find a little, trending sound, make it, and then type some shit and you're done. Ooh, that's cool. Cheek feels fluent. Can you talk all right? How's your eating doing? Oh, good. Yeah, dude, you need to sleep so you can recover. Chicken soup. Oh, okay. Dude, do you follow Valkyrie Ray on Twitter or Insta or anything? Yeah, I feel that. Never mind then. Yeah, let me launch into my. You get this question. Oh, not on Twitter. Gotcha. That's done. But how to improve writing skills. I got a Twitter account to see what other people say, but I'm not active. I had such a shitter. Oh, she did. I did not hear that. I had such a shitty Twitter feed for a while because I had like a bunch of just like random bullshit, and then I kind of cleaned up who I follow, and I like it a lot more now. She ain't bad looking. She's a fucking idiot though, ruining her fucking career. What? I don't see where it says that. I'm looking for where it says that she lost her thing in her role. So much to do in Destiny 2, I don't know where to begin. It feels the same way. Nachito, let me ask you a question. How do you eat an elephant? Hey, fucking men. Exactly. You just get started, man. That's the key. All right, let's see. Let's see the question for today. I could literally be all day on my computer doing shit for work, even though I'm not working. Yeah, That's kind of how it is for me too. I just have so many like there's so many things I could do in theory, but like look at my so this is my MacBook, okay? And I'll show you my I have one screen. All right, so this is my look at my home screen, right? Like this is like, email, whatever. I have like a couple post-its here. These are the post-its. Okay, but then when I go to the other screen, this is like these are all post-its full of shit to do, of like long-term projects and things I could do and things I might do and like ideas and notes and shit like that. Like there's a whole list of things I could do for streaming and research. And there's a whole list of things I could do for the books and a whole list of things I could do for marketing. And so it's just like, and then there's a long-term one too. It's just there's too much. 10 minutes. How to improve writing skills. So the best way to think about improving writing skills is just to sit down and write, and really write with a goal in mind. So if you are writing short stories for writing prompts on Reddit, okay, then have the goal in mind that you're going to publish it there. You need to have it going out in the world. If you just sit there and write and don't ever put your work out there, there's really no incentive to finish. It's very similar to like if you are learning a new sport or a new task. If you take classes for it, or if you sign up for a competition, it'll make you do it seriously. And so the best way I think to improve writing skills is to have them in your head that you're going to publish. You're going to put it, even just post it on something. You're going to put it in the world, and then other than that, reading. Read high quality books of writers that you want to emulate, and that will help you improve your writing skills because you see what quality looks like. So between publishing and having it in your head that this is going to be a public thing, so you take it very seriously, and having examples of what quality writing is, that's going to be the best way to improve your writing skills. So we talk about this kind of stuff all week long on my Twitch stream. I get on Mondays through Friday at 4. So come on by, ask your writing question, and come and hang out with the writing support group, and we'll all free encouragement. So sorry, Nachito. I just wanted to get that clip out of the way. That's gonna be my like how to improve writing skills. That's gonna be the video for it. And so hopefully if anyone searches for how to improve writing skills on Google, Chaboy shows up with that video. Need coffee support. Nice. Dude, Zebra, I'm thinking about like not rebranding necessarily, but like making this like a writer's, like almost like a writing support and like a positive space to share your works and this, that, and the other. And then I think that there's a lot of people that could benefit from that. And that, like, it's not even like they want to necessarily talk about writing stuff. They just, want to hang out with other writers who like know what it's like to just think your words are shit. I need Office 365. What do you mean, like for your computer, Nachito? I never thought I would need to manage multiple emails. Like email accounts? I think I have 5 myself. Unless it was so closing by saying, okay, this is work and that's it. I'm thinking about my career as a whole, and I have the ability and skills to be multifaceted. I feel the need to treat myself as a professional. I just hate no one taught me that. Yeah. But you're young, man. You're figuring it out. Nacho and them are more. Oh yeah. No, I was just saying because you had made a joke about the support. That's all I was saying, Zebra. Nothing more. Just shooting the shit. We had a quick storm on just here right now, and Kita freaked out. And I was like, man, she would freak the fuck out if she was at where zebras had those storms. Libra Libra Office, is that something easy to get? Dude, I don't even know what the fuck. I've never looked at Linux in my life. I just heard the word. There was one storm like that in the Bay one time. It was literally shaking. Yeah, fuck that. We just get like these really quick guys. So like this storm here in DC, it was like super hot outside, and then next thing you know, it still looks fine outside, a little bit overcast, but then next thing you know, like really loud thunder, and then um, it just hits real quick, and then it goes away. Am I the only one buffering? Oh shit! Can you hear me all right? Can you see me? Am I not see? Am I not loading? We got hammered last night. Took out the net. Took out the net like the internet. And lit up the countryside like a strobe light. It was impressive to watch. And all well, the wife was next to me. So there was that. But the meds, yeah, exactly. The meds, your buffer, your eyeballs are buffering. That's good. Dang, so Zebra, do you guys like watch it ever? Like watch the storm roll in, or is it just kind of like, it's over there doing its thing, and I'm gonna be over here on computer writing? Yeah, see, light thunder just went right now. I just heard it, but it's if I showed you outside, it's completely fine. Like there's light and it looks like warm. Just like weird, there's weird summer storms. True, your livelihood's built on the outside too. I always feel bad for the people walking, and because like especially down like in near the Capitol and stuff. There's like kind of important people, and so like and people are going to important presentations. So I feel like it's like, man, if someone was like, let's say they were going to get their bill heard or meet with their congressman or something, and then like a storm comes in, they just walk in like soaking wet. It's like that would suck so bad. Last night I felt nothing after I took the meds. Damn, that sounds nice. Really, just melt into your couch. The way I always think of it, like you remember, I don't know if you remember the old there's like old marijuana like anti-marijuana commercials, right? And they're like the guy's like sinking into the couch, and it's like, I don't want to do anything, and like his, I don't know, some girlfriend or friend or something is like, come on, let's go have fun. He's like, I'm high. It's like that's what I imagine with you're on like those strong ass meds. It's just like literally turn into a flat person and just like melt into the couch. Just about 2 years we started producing. Oh shit! The heifer got hit by a lightning strike. Sometimes you have to be out in the weather, depending on what's going on and where you are and everything else. Is that? Yeah, true. But is I mean, is there like, because like if lightning strikes a car, it's not really that big of a deal, is it? I don't think so. As long as you're like, grounded, recommend being on a plateau in a lightning storm with a significant other. That sounds hella dangerous. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna do my turning news into story. All right. So let's scroll through the news on here and see what I can turn into a new fiction idea. I think being grounded makes you susceptible to lightning strikes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But it's literally like thundering. One of those times in life where being grounded is not a good thing. Oh, okay. No, but there's thunder outside right now. Like I'm just it's I guess if I lose power, I'm sorry guys. I'm out. Lose power and then Nachito you look on and you see I'm like on Destiny or some shit. All right, let's see what science news we have. Ooh, 10 images of Earth NASA shared this month. The problem is with image posts, it's hard to like create a new story based on that. Hmm. Lil Peej, what's up? How you doing? I like your name. Is it PJ or Peej? Cool, cool. Are you a writer? What interested you in coming and stopping by today? PJ, got it. Makes sense. Man, there's nothing in science news to turn into a new story idea. This is a shitty day. We'll find something though. We'll find something. I don't really know if you want to chat with someone. Oh, dude, get in here. We're a chatty bunch. Oh, thanks for following, bud. So I just published a book yesterday on Amazon. So we were talking about that. Yesterday was like the book release party, and we were just hanging out, shooting the shit on there. And then so today I had to create a bunch of the advertising campaigns on Amazon and Google for the new book. So just kind of trying to keep the sales snowballing, right? I don't want to spike. I want a slow growth, and then eventually it just kind of rolls and rolls and rolls. And then yeah, so I'm in DC, and we have what's called the Awesome Con, which is like our comic book convention. And on Saturday, one, I'm gonna see Simu Liu, so Shang-Chi. And then two, I am giving a talk about the transition from writer to author. And so kind of publishing and getting your work out there, working with an editor, working with a publisher, working with a cover designer, all that stuff. So yeah, that's what's new with me. That I published the book yesterday, and then I have that talk at AwesomeCon on Saturday. So it's like this is like almost like the eye of the storm in this moment. So I'm just kind of taking a deep breath and, and then I have a trip to Peru coming up. So the first book, here, let me show you. I'll show you what I published yesterday. So the first book is called Asus Chan and the Return of Mayan Magic. And then I went to Chichen Itza and in Mexico and did research for that one. And then at the end of the month, at the end of June, I'm going to Peru. I'm going to Machu Picchu, and I'm going to be researching for the sequel, which is going to be Incan magic. And then lastly, I'll probably go to Mexico City and then do Aztec magic. Is it hard to do a book? It's a lot of work. You have to. It's like the problem is your time scales are so different. Okay, so for example, like you might want to get something done now. You want to get a whole chapter done or something, but you just have to remember you're chipping away for like an entire 2 months. So like at the end of 2 months, it's like very nice because you're like, you got your books done. But when you're like in each individual day, it feels like you're barely moving, and that's the hardest part. Oh, thanks, Zebra. Yeah, so if you go, if you follow the link Zebra just posted, that's my author page on Amazon, and so you'll see my books. I have 2 of my books are in a race, a reviews race. I keep thinking one's gonna overtake the other, and they just keep both climbing. So it's 122 reviews on one and 138 reviews on the other. But I feel you there. PJ, do you make music? I imagine making music is a similar kind of thing where it's like if you're gonna make an entire album or something like that, then it's a long project. Yeah. Oh, okay, what kind of music do you make? Oh, awesome. So you have to write stuff too. So you are a writer. I knew it. How old are you? How old do you think I am? Actually, I'm not gonna play that game. I hate when people do that to me. I'm 33. I turned 34. I turned 34 in June 12th. So in like 10 days, I turned 20. All right, not 20. Fucking what am I talking? I turned 34 in 10 days. Max 20? You mean min 20? I do not look like a like a fucking 20-year-old. Dude, even if I was 20, to getting all this ink in like 2 years from being 18 and I have all this and I have my neck and my stomach and all my legs. I guess you can't see my legs. That would have been a busy 2 years, dude. That's pretty cool that you write music. Try to guess how old I am. I'm going to guess. I'm gonna guess 17. Hey Zena, how are you? Just shooting the shit with PJ and Zebra. 15. I was close though. I was close. I came here to ask for some advice on a book. Oh, well, you came to the right place. I am more than willing to help however I can. And I've written a few books. So and they've been selling pretty well, so it's, I have a little bit of experience with these things. So Zena, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead kind of fill me in on what genre it is, and then we can work from there. Yeah, PJ, first thing I think about when you say something like 15, it's like, man, fucking had to sit in school. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm done with it. I went to school, I went to high school, went to university. I'm done. Oh, apparently Chile has a water crisis. And water rights are treated as private property. Interesting. I did not know that. I do have Amazon Prime, Nachito. Guys, if you have Prime and you haven't used your Prime sub this month, you could throw it my way. Let's see. Action adventure, angstish. Okay. I'm gonna drop out and follow my dreams. Dude, don't drop out. Don't drop out. Get your piece of paper and keep moving. Supposedly I'm stuck on a fighting scene that I don't have experience writing on. Okay. So, and you're asking how to write a fighting scene? Is that your kind of your question? Oh, yes, I did get that. I have to look where to pick it up though in the game. Is it at Amanda Holiday? Okay, so the fighting scene uses spears and daggers. I don't know how to write it well. Okay. Um okay, I'll have to go to Amanda Holiday when I log on. Okay, so Xena, what I would do if I were you, do you basically out of the beginning of the fight. Super important exotic, the Polaris Lance. All right, I don't even know what that does. Okay, school's hella boring. Yeah, PJ, but you just gotta get through it, man. I'm telling you, you just gotta get through it. It's just like work, man. You just do it, get it done. Okay, so basically out of the beginning of the fight, the dagger would be last resort as they would use the spear to maintain their distance. That's a very good point, actually. See, so Zebra has a lot of experience in this in the military, so he's a very good resource as well, Xena. But what I would do if I was writing this, do you have a favorite fighting scene in mind that is similar to what it is that you were going to write? So that's my question. That's my question for you. Spears and daggers. Okay. Gotta go to the beach. PJ, go to the beach? Damn. All right. Shit, wait for me, man. But yeah, I'll see you, bud. Nachito, yeah, I claimed it, but I have to figure out where it is. But so Xena, let me see. Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good one.
90% of signs of age.
Give me 1 second. I'll put it on here. My dog is very upset at the storm outside right now.
Aging are caused by the sun. La Roche-Posay Amphelio sunscreen.
Oh, get out of here, ad on YouTube. Okay. Okay, for example. All right, we're switching here. So Xena, what I would do if without any experience with hand-to-hand combat, spears or daggers. That's what I'm assuming, okay? But you want to write a scene of it. All right, so you could start like I'll show you real quick what I would do. So here's a scene. It's just like a fighting scene, okay? But even so, right in the beginning, you can say like highlight how in the beginning, okay, how they square up. He pulled back, he had his one arm up. The other arm held his spear aloft, right? Find a spear, but in this case it'd be a sword. And then you just kind of like, and then you say like, and then and then you switch to the other person. You describe the other person, and then you could say something like, after staring each other down, your main character lunges, and it's parried by the other person. You just have to describe it first, get it all out, get it all described, and then you can kind of tweak it and clean it up. So it's like, he flipped backwards to evade her swiping at his legs, and then landed in XYZ. That was like, I forgot this show is a little bit out there, but so you could kind of watch something like this. Okay, so here they switched to spears, or he did. So now you can say like he swiped, parried, he comes underneath. Yeah, zebra, but you have to think about like almost like a cinematographer. Like, you notice how they didn't zoom in on his hips. They zoomed on his eyes, because that's what people want to see, is like the is it fear? Is it grief? Is it sadness? Like, it's about the emotion tied to it. So that's why it's like, yes, of course, like a classically like someone who knows this stuff is gonna be like, what was their stance, and how were their shoulders, or how was their hips, right? I agree that that's all very practical information, but it's just kind of like, that's a very specific, when like in the thing you have to it's like the emotion is what the big thing is. But you can describe all this, Xena. And so that's all I would do. Just, and like, literally don't make it more than like, you know, cut it off when you think you're comfortable, but it doesn't have to be this huge thing. It can be a quicker guy. And to be honest with you, if you there's a book that's for free on Amazon of mine called Return of the Operator, and excuse me, and in that book there's a fight scene towards the end. You could probably just find it if you look for it. It's literally maybe a page and a half. Like, it's not a long thing. And so you could, as long as you kind of have like a turn, like they fight, he loses ground, he comes back, and then he wins. Like, they can be that simple. Do after you masterwork the pole stance, you get dragon. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, dude, I gotta check that Polaris Lance out. Movies lie. Yeah, correct, Zebra. I just saw this. Sorry. So, Zebra, I do agree that movies lie. Like, this is not like, this shit's not practical. I agree, 100%. But this is also like, it's like the entertaining. It's just, it depends on what kind of book you're writing. But if it's like a entertaining type of thing, you have to kind of jazz it up a little bit. Anyway, Xena, I hope that helped. That's how I would approach writing a okay, the antagonist has wings she can use to dodge attacks. The antagonist has incredible speed and reflex. Their spears are the spear of Emistivia. It has an elemental magic called Void that extracts naturalistic elements and turns into a corrupted version that return. Void does not have any attacks of its own. The antagonist is the spear of your Euthymia. This spear basically holds the power to slice reality. In the sense, the spear, when used at a charge attack, can slice reality and open up the multiverse space into the air. Okay, so so this is gonna have, yeah. So you're gonna have to almost like, what I would do if I were you and I had this kind of intense elemental magic kind of bend to it, I would have a short beginning, like something like this, what I showed, where you see the spears and you see like quick, and then throw in the special attacks, And then, to be honest with you, given that both your is this your final battle, or is it just one of the battles along the way? Because if it's the final, then you can. Oh wow, damn! All right, Xena, you got this thing locked out. But yes, I would start with no magic spear fight. It's the main but not final battle. Okay, and then you have to and then make it a way that like somehow that if I were just by reading it, my suggestion would be like somehow that the like it can slice reality, like that the void returning that let me see, hold on, let me see this. Extracts naturalistic element, turn into a corrupted version that return back to enemy. Okay, so since Void almost has this corrupted version and the multiverse, like it slices reality, you can make this universe, you can make this situation where the two special attacks hit and then they fracture and then they each end up in the same place in like a different reality, and then they have to almost like go to sleep to return to the same reality, like for whatever reason, or the one teleports somewhere, something like that, so you can still have a final battle built up in the future, and you have a little bit of a mini battle that ends without either one being hurt or dead. So it's almost like a mistake, it ends on a mistake, if that makes sense. That's how I would approach it if this wasn't the final battle. I would just have it like some spear work, then some element attacks, and then a canceled out element attack that pulls them away, and like they're no longer in space together, or they're no longer in time together. But then they can kind of each regroup on their own and then come back together later for the final battle. Dang it, dude, Xena, this sounds very, very well developed though. Kudos. I like that there's the different elements, uh the void and the reality stuff. That's really interesting. Dude, now I Nachito, now I want to get on. I want to go to the tower and see if I can go get it from Amanda Holiday. Can you look at my music? RT AK, I don't even know how to say your name. AK Gun I will take a look on YouTube after the stream. I'm not gonna open up on stream though. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, exactly. I haven't looked. Now I'm excited to try it though. I hope it gives me. It has a good stat base. Like, I hope it's not like a 1550 or I want it to be like a 1562 or something. Oh wow, I didn't know there was such a. So Zebra, you might find this article interesting. Um, Chile has a water crisis because what happened was they from what I'm reading, I haven't like sat here and read the whole thing, but uh so a river was diverted that made a lake, and the lake dried out completely, which was, and now they need to like import water, and it's for a huge area, so it's becoming a really a national interest thing. Elemental resonance. Flames beat ice, water beats flames, stone beats nature, nature beats stone, electricity elements ice and stone, ice, electricity, corrupted element. Corrupted element is better than normal counterpunch of gravity. Gravity is reality grip, and time's better than Xena. Holy shit. Good for you. This sounds really interesting. Where did you get the inspiration for this kind of treatment of the different elements? This almost sounds very video game-esque. I like it. The game I play a lot, Destiny, has a lot of elemental stuff involved. Zebra, I'm gonna put this link in the Discord. Feel free to read it if you want. It's from a game called Genshin Impact. Dude, I saw this game literally the other day. Um, I was like reading about it. I'd never heard of it before, but it looked very interesting because I love Avatar, and so like I like the concept of having all these elements and stuff. Yeah, Zebra. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Just thought you might like it. The day friend tell me that she was having trouble getting men to ask her out. Okay. As a guy, I told her guys can be super oblivious even if you were to be super upfront about it. Told her some advice that I heard from someone that was, you can't expect people to read your mind. You like them to ask the guy out. I feel like that's the same thing with jobs. Completing applications isn't working anymore for graduation. I feel like you got to engage people. No, Nachito, I agree with that. I was thinking about, because where was I? I was like driving past some medical research facilities, and so I have a degree in chemical engineering and physics, and I was like thinking, I was like, man, what would if I want what would happen if I worked there? Like, how would I get a job there? I was like, honestly, I would just walk in and be like, hey, I'm here. I'd research who's in charge of HR, and I'd walk in and I'd just be like, oh, I'm here to meet with XYZ, and then um I would just be like, oh yeah, I'm looking to get hired. I need a job, and that was that. If you want, I can tell you the main summary story. Oh yeah, please, Xena. I mean, this is a fascinating story. I love it. I'm very interested in how, like, what led to this battle. Oh great, my phone just popped off with a flash flood warning. Desalination is their answer. Oh, the answer for Chile. Nachito, I would agree with you, but the like 2 years ago, there's another city, like a small city near Baltimore, Maryland, um, and it's called Ellicott City. But they completely flooded because the drainage, it didn't have enough drainage, and then it kind of like it was this terrible events, but it pretty much the main street got completely washed out, and so it's on a hill, and so you see there was like cars floating down, and like all the storefronts were gutted, and surprise, like thank God that none of the buildings like collapsed, but all the storefronts were fucked up completely, like and like almost like ripped out. Dude, all the articles I'm looking at are all about water, like excuse me, droughts and lack of water. Yeah, correct. No, no, no. I agree. It was, and it's like been a, it's like it was a huge thing when it happened. But that's where I'm like, oh shit. Like in DC, hopefully, people don't get caught out in there or the rain. Because then also, dude, DC, it's like the drivers are idiots, and so it's like as soon as there's a little bit rain on the ground, it's like they forget how to drive, right? Like it's especially highlighted during the winter when there's some snow or ice on the ground, and you hear like buffaloes like, oh, whatever, like we had a foot, it's fine. Whereas here, dude, you get 2 inches, and people like all like you'll literally see on Google Maps, it's dark red all around the Beltway because people just like are such idiots driving in the snow. Dude, there's a there's an actor from Montgomery County that went to like a high school near my high school where I graduated from, and so the guy, I don't know where he got this idea, but he's convinced that the reason he doesn't get more acting jobs is because he's too short. He's 5'5". So tell me why this dude cracked, but he went for surgery, got both his femurs cracked, so he can get 3 more inches, so he can be 5'8". And I'm like, dude, if you're good, you're gonna be good no matter what your size. Like, right? Like, no one's like, I don't know. It's just like I'm just like terrified. There's going to be another, like, what's the reason going to be next, right? Like now that you're 5'8", what are you? You're not thin enough, or you're not jacked enough, or your eyes are too close together. Like, it's like you can never stop once you start on that, like, blaming a physical trait for your outcome in life. It's like that never stops. So it's like, okay, well, what happens when you still don't get these fucking jobs and you're now 3 inches taller? Like, what? It's like the dude doesn't think like about that. It's like, or you're just like not good enough to be a leading actor. Maybe that's it. For whatever reason, right? Like, maybe it's just not the right time, or maybe XYZ. Like, who knows? But most roles are for taller or average people. To be fair, you think actually got to hit the net? Yeah, true. No, I agree. At least for steady amount of roles and offers. But okay, but Tom Cruise is like notoriously short, and he is. I mean, he's fucking Tom Cruise, right? Like, again, I'm not saying that. Even let's say he almost had to be. Maybe let's say there is a bias against shorter actors, right? But that just means like you had to be better, so just get better. I don't like Tom Cruise. He had to be the best. If there is a bias against short actors, he just had to be the best. Okay, well then he's the best. And now he's setting records on Memorial Day. Top Gun apparently was like the highest released movie on Memorial Day ever. Wait for it. It will be screamed soon. Regulate. Anyone who believes that is a solution to anything should get a lash of the bullwhip. Greater institutions likened to evil cannot be regulated. Regulate what though, Zebra? Like the height increasing surgeries? Desalinate, aquifer, and soil management. Oh, okay. Back to the chili. There are two main realms, the mortal realm and the immortal realm. Okay. The antagonist was the guardian of the mortal realm and the supreme emissary for the ruling immortals of the immortal realm. Protagonist and Anoka have been one of the more divine immortals. There's immortals can die, but it's a lot hard to kill them, and when they die, they respawn as divine mortals. And again, they become mortals and again die again, and they're dead. Some spawn as immortal, and most spawn as mortals. Anoka's who found out the immortal realm wanted to rid of the mortal realm permanently. When she heard this, she betrayed the immortals and started her own kingdom. Okay. For 100 years, Mai, the antagonist, became the ruling immortal of her realm. They were sworn rivals due to the betrayal of Sunoku. Since she had left, they didn't have enough power to defeat the large mortal realm. Okay. Okay. And so now, because this story is so grandiose, like it's really big, I would suggest showing how normal people live. Are they normal peasants and like like living off the land, or is this an advanced society that's like a sci-fi society? Like, whatever it is, because this is such a big thing, I would suggest at least including some sort of like real average normal guy. Guy or gal, I should say. It'll help ground your story from being like from being so far lost in this kind of like immortal mortal, right? Like that's kind of beyond the concept of um most readers. And so it's like, okay, well, this kind of all can be, you see how it plays out in day-to-day life of a normal person. Society uses mechanisms for many things, basically their advanced technology. Okay, yeah. So you could definitely show all the immortals rely on their magic. Okay. So you know who does a good job of this? Xena. There's a book called The Three Body Problem. It's by Sixin Liu or Liu Sixin, however you if you choose to use the Chinese convention naming convention or not. But you don't even need to read the whole thing. Just read the beginning, because then you'll see where the you'll see how that author takes from a very small everyday type of environment into, and then goes larger and larger and larger. But he does a great job, because it's a very over the top story, and like in terms of like it's very like there's aliens that communicate with Earth and this and there, but he grounds it in a very very humane, real way. So that's that might be, it might be a consideration, right? I don't know how your book how it flows, or how the main character and everything. I'm not sure. Doc, ooh, Zebra, this is the kind of shit I'm looking for. Thank you. From what I just said about the summary, from there, that is where the story takes in present. Oh, okay, and so, and what we meet not May, Sunoku. We meet Sunoku, and what are they? Are they kind of like going about their life? Are they just finding out about a quest? Are they finding out about whatever it is? Oh yeah, Zebra. This is exactly what I want. The kind of thing I needed to write about, or wanted to write about. Sunoku has only one goal in mind while summoning the mortals, which is defeat the immortal kingdom. Okay. And so is each chapter like a little mini quest? One thing that helped a lot when I was writing this type of story was thinking about video game challenges. So, for example, collect this type of essence, whatever it is. So they have to go around collecting it, or they have to protect while something happens behind them. Someone gets into a room or something. So they have to defeat other people, or you have to take this piece to this thing, something like that. But I always have another tab open with common video game objectives, so that way I can keep those in mind when I'm writing my chapters. She actually helps others while also focusing on getting closer to the immortal king. Okay. And so your story centers around how she helps others. I think. Is that correct? And yes, I like it is like that. Sometimes she'll need to do a certain thing to do something. Yes, exactly. And so that helped me a lot, is having the video game objectives on a list. So I was like, what can she do now? What can they do now? And then also, I mean, I know it's gonna sound kind of cliche, I'll be honest with you, but I still think it is worth mentioning, is watch, like, think about the episodes of Avatar and how they something happens in each one. And so, just like you said, guys, as they're going against this overarching immortal realm, well, then down here, Aang's just helping normal people. And so that's a good way to really show the world that you have built, and and also the consequences of this kind of supernatural battle. And then, so it sounds like May would be something like an Ozai, if you're familiar with the Avatar, or with that show. Man, this rain is really. Did you guys hear that thunder just now? My dog is literally. Like, this hand right here is scratching my dog because she's freaking out. It's all right, Kita. It's all right. Nothing's gonna happen. Dude, it's really. Hold on, let me look out the window real quick. Oh yeah, that's a storm. That's a storm, all right. It's no zebra storm. No zebra storm, but still a storm. A DC storm. The meteor will not strike, exactly. And hey, once it does strike, it's all over, so it doesn't matter. So, funny story. Zebra, you'd probably appreciate this. Last night, Melissa was talking about one of the vet techs at Kita's vet, and was saying how this gentleman would always be like, "Hey, Kita," like, say K, almost like a Kida. And when I tell you, she popped her head right up and looked at Melissa at the joke, and we never see her do that, right? Like, I'll say Kita, Kita, she doesn't pay attention for shit. But then Melissa said Kita, dude, oh my goodness, all of a sudden. And so come to find out, I'm almost positive that her name, like, Kita, but they pronounce it as Kita, Kida. And then so that's why she's been such a punk. Like, I can't get her to, like, she won't come for anything. And so it's like, oh shit, because I've been saying her name wrong. Like, for example, find something called Starflower Essence to ascend herself closer to supreme power. Page start says being bad at controlling her powers was weaker. Most times at a certain chapter, she must ascend herself by collecting supernatural elemental essence in something called Abyssal Crown of Faiths. Okay. And so one thing you could consider, Xena, is making it so that way, instead of having this one super powerful type of essence or something like that, you have that she has to collect a certain amount of it. Or so it's like they can have, she can be torn, your main character can be torn between using a little bit of Starflower essence when she's in trouble, or saving that for another time when she really needs it, type of thing. So it can kind of be this resource management, additional stress. That's the thing, you just got to find enough things to always be stressing the main character. Got to make a about me doctus and people. Yeah, Nachito, even just a quick blurb, I think it'd be perfect. Just like, I don't know. If I would include something about, like, being the son of an immigrant and then realizing the value of hard work. I don't know, some bullshit like that. I think they'd probably eat that up, especially in this day and age. Most of the time, I never say our dog's name. I just look over at them and whistle at them, or just whistle. Right? Like that's how my other dogs that I had since puppies, I could just be like, and they're all like, I have like different whistles. If like is come here, and then it's like is like do something else. But she doesn't know that yet. Slash, I don't know if she will. We got her when she was 9, and it's only been 3 months. I'm posting my shit on different forums and Reddits saying I'm looking for work. I'm willing to work for free to build my portfolio. $3.99. There you go, Nachito. What kind of work are you looking to do? What are you looking to offer for free? Hello, hello. I'm late. Oh, it's all good, Tom. Howdy. Welcome. Whenever she ascends, she performs a ritual basically. When she ascends herself, she grows stronger, her power grows more spacious, as in she gets more abilities and stamina. Also, she controls her powers using artifacts. Many types of artifacts. Artifacts are magical pieces dropped by the deities and gods of the mortal realm. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was saying, Xena. So she like make it so that way she has to decide when to use it versus when to save it. So if she knows that there's a big battle coming up, maybe she saves it instead. Something like that, I think might work well. Analyst work, I create advanced Excel tools and can create data reports and create insights based on a data set. Really simple, pretty much what I want to do for him. Oh yeah, okay, there you go, Nachito. Data solutions, right. Dude, that's perfect. If you and especially like the kicker, I think, is being very clear about what it is that you offer and what you can do for a company. And so that way it's like a little bit about you and what it is that you are able to do and what you're trying to do for them. And it's like if you can get that down to like a good clear sentence, like write it out in a paragraph, then then try and like condense that paragraph into like a sentence or two about what you're offering. And I think that will be really powerful. I'm gonna finish education. Oh, education instead of Jesus Chan. And her ascension can only happen once she learns a certain new talent. She can ascend at any time she wants. She unlocks the talent and masters it. Okay. Yeah, so then you can. So I guess you have probably Xena. It sounds like you're gonna have a list of talents they're going to have in their back pocket almost. There's a talent called Bane of the Abyss. She needs to master that talent and learn it to be able to ascend herself for the first time. Oh, okay, dude. Well, that's actually a great, almost like beginning quest. Okay, Tom. Yeah, education. Let me know. I'm excited to hear how you like the end. New York company. New York company has transplanted 3 into here, made from. Woman who was born with a misshapen left ear. It was created using her own cells. Every time she goes to a certain quest from a mortal, she normally spends any time she has to fight. She tries her new learned talent and faster master, which sometimes lead to difficulties in these masters it. Oh yeah, dude, this is great. You have like a great the great bones of a story of like a whole like shit. I mean, this could be a very long book if you really wanted to make it one. Like a full blown fantasy, like high fantasy, story. But it's not like because there's like so many possibilities with every like each artifact could be a thing, each ability could be a thing, each and plus like learning it, and then plus while she's getting these artifacts and abilities, she could be helping common people and meeting the people in her realm. Each artifact give yeah exactly. So you can kind of take your time building up all this collection of abilities and artifacts, and each one can have like its own twists and turns. And then while she's like hunting for one, she could get sidetracked and like get caught wind of another, and then have to go back to get the other one. Like you could definitely make it like a very very well kind of thought out. Yeah, Tom Zena is writing a book. It's like a high fantasy. It's high fantasy, very similar to like what from what I understand. It's like Avatar meets. She said Genshin Impact. If you're familiar with that, she said it's the bones of it are similar to that. Sometimes artifacts unlock new elements for her to resonate with, and it switch her void element with it. And sometimes an artifact can buff one of her talents. Dude, this sounds so much like Destiny, Xena. I love it. I love this. So I play Destiny every day. And so in Destiny, there's like different fragments and different art and what is it? Fragments and aspects that provide different buffs and abilities. Dang, I want to scoot forward my chair a little bit, but Kita's like right underneath the wheels because of this storm. I'm having trouble getting this going. A New York company grew an ear from women's cells and performed ancestral transplantation. She was born with a misshapen ear. Ugh. Sorry, Kita. Why am I having such trouble like describing what happened? A New York company performed a feat of tissue engineering. Sounds like something out of a science fiction novel. They grew an ear from a woman's cells, then transplanted it onto her, replacing the misshapen left ear she was born with. Maybe say instead of a New York company, maybe do like there was a New York company called blank. They've been able to successfully grow 3% of women's cells. They then perform surgery. Yeah, that's kind of New York company called. I'll include that. 3D Biotherapeutics. Whoops. Use more emotional expression in the words. Yeah. From a tissue, that sounds like something. They grew an ear. They printed an ear using a woman's cells. Improved surgery. That was successful. Yep. Then successfully transplanted it onto her, replacing the misshapen left ear she was born with. Right. Scientists hope the transplant grown from her own cells has a lower risk of rejection. After transplant, after the surgery, ear will continue. Yeah, I'm about to just. I'll quote the article here. So recently, I'm going to include the article included this as well, but I remember reading about this because it happened right here, like right up the road from me in DC. In Maryland, it says here, in January, surgeons in Maryland transplanted a genetically modified pig's heart into a 57-year-old man with heart disease, extending his life by 2 months. So I remember reading about that because he was at first, apparently he thought this was going to be like a full-blown, like he's going to get a new heart, but it turns out he was like kind of confined to bed. It wasn't strong enough to let him get back to like a real life, and he ended up passing away 2 months after the transplant. But it was the first time anyone has lived more than like a couple days with an organ from another species. And so what they did was they took the pig heart, they stripped it of I think it's called porcine, would be pig, but they stripped it of the pig epithelial cells, and then they seeded it with human epithelial cells, and then they transplanted back into that guy. The 3D printed transplant. Earlier in 2022. Mayan received a heart received a modified pig's heart and lived for 2 months, the longest time alive. Turning this into a story. What if there's a future where people can... I'm actually jealous of the fact my 10-year-old sister writes better than me. Oh, Xena, don't say that. Dude, you literally just blurted out like this whole story world and all this stuff. Like, I don't agree with you. I can't see how. Like, this is like your story world is phenomenal. You just have to get it down on paper. Yeah, well, does she have this whole story world that like you kind of concept you came up with? Give it time. Especially once you have, since you have the bones of your story already, and then you just once you get like start putting pen to paper. Yeah, but that's not all writing, Xena. That's just like that's just a small part of it. You have to know what to write. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's different skills. Well, then she's a dude. Maybe to be honest with you, maybe she's a prodigy. And then what you can do is you learn as much as you can, and then teach it to her as fast as you can, so she can rocket launch into the fucking stratosphere, and then you can get hooked up because you're her sister or brother, or whatever. You know, when I started reading Dune, literally had to Google every character and thing before I went further into the book. LOL. Oh, really? Tom, it's a very dense book. Like, the lore in Dune is wild. Yeah, wait. My brother had the same feeling, and I told him like just wait until there's a moment about a third of the way in the book when someone shuts a door, and that's all I'm gonna tell you. But after that, it just goes. No, yeah, Tom, like what it does start off a little bit slow, but it gets like it is. I mean, there's a reason it's a kind of like an all-time classic. They're in New York. Oh, okay, nice. That was where he learns English and where he meets the girl with a broken wing. I get a lot of shit from comments about why that that broken wing is really stupid. Like people they say that. I'm just like, what up, Sai? Hype train is leaving the station. Now I gotta dude. I still need to figure out how to get all the emojis and everything set up for this. Now that I'm affiliate, I've had a couple of graphic designers saw that I'm affiliate on Twitter, and they've like 3 have already DM'd me. Like, but I was like, I don't even know what. Even if I said yes to your offer for work, I don't even know what it is I'm accepting. So I was like, let me do some research and I'll figure it out. When did you get that? Affiliate? Sai, that's why you could use your that's why you could use your Prime subscription. I got affiliate not this weekend, the weekend before. Yeah, I met the girl with the back. I'm on chapter 17. Oh, okay, yeah, you're in there. Basically, she knows a lot more than me. Thanks for following, Xena. Basically, she knows a lot more than me. She has more experience than me on this stuff and knows how to write detailed anatomy and logic. Like fantasy action to real light sci-fi, she knows how to write every genre I've ever seen. I've only known like 8 genres how to write most scenes, but some, like the spear fight one, literally don't make sense to me. Everyone is unique, but me and my sister both know who's the beginner out of the 2 of us. Well, that being said, if she's only 10 years old, maybe it's just because she's just willing to go for it almost. Right? If you don't know you're on the edge of a cliff, you can walk along and do and but so like she might not have any of these like self-criticisms. She just likes to write. And so it might be that your self-criticism or like this belief that she's better than you is what's making you worse than her, right? Like she's not necessarily better than you. You just keep making yourself worse than her. I don't know. That sounds normal in my head, but I can see if that's confusing. Write about what you know. There you go. That's good advice. I help with a beer. I help with it. Sorry, I read help with a beer. Maybe help with a beer too. I help with a spear, bow, traps, blowgun, etc. I read for that point, but as highlighted earlier, I did not have the cinematic view. Right, Zeba. Yeah, that's like again. I'm not like I wasn't knocking you at all, Zeba. I was just saying like it when you're like entertainment. I can tell you. I mean, Zebra, you definitely keep me entertained with your stories of living where you do on the ranch. But just in terms, yeah. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm not trying to be contrarian. Install the growth. I never take offense from any of it, but enjoy throwing in the educational portions where able, so that makes sense at least. At least one person doesn't have an aha. True. No, I mean, and that's something to be. See, that's a good point because like now when I'm writing these kind of fighting scenes, I'm going to probably pay attention to hips and feet placement and torso rotation more so than I ever did before because I had never thought of that. I mean, it's not believing, it's more or less who's the beginner out of us. She just started a lot earlier than me, so it makes sense to say the more experienced one is better than me. True. Okay, I can see that, Xena. But that doesn't mean that's how it's always going to be. So as long as you keep training, everyone is a beginner at some point in their life. Don't compare yourself to another, but where you were yesterday. Amen, dude. All that matters is one step better than before. Just a little bit better. That's literally all that's the whole game. Are you growing a little bit at a time every single day? And if you can honestly, like, if you can look in the mirror at the end of the night and say, yeah, well, then it's like, okay, well, then you're doing all that you can. But that being said, that's really cool that your younger sister is so into writing. I'm a big fan. And I'm hoping to, like, one day you drop in here in the future and be like, oh my gosh, new book coming out. That'd be dope. Funny thing, when I started, I was not different than how I was before. Yeah, but inherently, when you started writing, you are now practicing a new thing, and you didn't practice it before, so therefore you are different, right? Writing is hard. Thank you, Tom. I think that's the moral of the story. No, Xena, I mean, even just hearing about your the world you built is very, very impressive. I'll tell you right now, I have 12 books on Amazon. I have I make a good bit on sales, like thousands of dollars a month on book sales, and I have never even gotten close to a world like the one you created. So, take that however you will, but like that is a very, like, the fact that you built all that out and have all these kind of contributing factors, that's very impressive. I mean, I haven't actually learned much new. I could probably make like 5 large base stories, like what I just did in 10 minutes of thinking, and a little bit of sketches. Yeah, but you're getting okay. But even if you haven't learned, okay, let's put it this way: even if you haven't necessarily learned something new, you've gotten better at building that, right? So like, I think I go to the gym a lot. I lift competitively, and so part of that is understanding that while my top weight might not have gone up, I can lift more on any given day than ever before. So like, yes, maybe I haven't gotten better at the top end, but I'm getting better by virtue of having getting better at the lighter weights, if that makes sense. So what you're practicing and doing that over and over again, you're getting better at that aspect of it. So maybe you haven't learned anything necessarily new, but you're still getting better at your world building, which is great. And that's a huge part of creating a story. Creating a story, writing is only part of it. Remember that. A story is more than just the words. I think Shayla's going to be amused at learning etiquette for. Oh yeah, Zebra. I saw that there's a wedding coming up. Old pirate gal having to learn appropriate grace for paying British sex. This is going to be a hoot to figure out. Yeah, I was like thinking about that when I was reading it. Muscle memory is supreme. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're bringing up the minimum, you're getting better. Trained reactionary skills becoming innate are difficult to hide. Yes, that's true. And oddly applicable to everything we're talking about right now. I couldn't read that one with music. I was eating lunch and on the phone, but I did read it. Maybe I'll go back and I actually haven't listened to the song either, so I don't know what the song is. But I'll go listen to the music and then I'll like skim it and like try and get the sense of what you're going for. To be honest, I was lucky I was born with 3 advantages to writing that are major for others to learn that I already have mastered it by birth. Oh yeah, Zeno, what are those 3 advantages? Honestly, anytime I've ever enjoyed a book, it's more about the characters and the actual story, how the characters show who they are, and if I'm able to connect their character development to the decisions they make, it makes me feel rewarded for paying attention to the little details. Yes, that's true, and that is why people like the Marvel movies. Yeah, no, that's a good point, Nachito. Like even like for example, Xena. So for example, Harry Potter. Nobody is sitting here saying that J.K. Rowling is an elite writer. I guarantee you cannot find somebody to say that. But her story led her to become the first billionaire author. So like again, writing is very important. Dude, do not get me wrong. I'm 100% pro writing, but it's more like a story and a book is more than just the writing. It is the character development. It's those little decisions, the everyday decisions that come back and pay off in the end. When you see Spider-Man doing a good deed or talking about this with Aunt May, and at the later in the story, that comes back and you're like, oh my god, I understand why they're like this, and then you're like, holy shit, that is dope. The only skills I learned as a writer: coffee. Yep, that's bullshit. Need more coffee, right? And then there's like the certain amount of there's like every single. I mean, I'll speak for myself and like a couple writers I've talked to, where you just think it's like ass. Like you're just like, I'm not good. This person's better. This could be better. It's not that no one's gonna read it. All these thoughts go through every writer's head, and you just gotta kind of just part of the job, man. All right. Clandestine. I think I used that word right. Secret. Yep. In addition to his clandestine operations, surgeries, the surgeon begins to an abandoned, defunct company. You beat me for productivity today. It was not at 4 a.m. since I was up until 4 a.m. Dude, Zebra, there's no way I beat you in productivity when you were up until 4 a.m. I mean, unless you're just literally dicking around on Truck Sim, like you were probably I would imagine you're doing shit, and then you just had to your 8 hours shifted. I'm good at getting up. I would get up, I do my my meditation, my stretching, my breakfast and everything. But then even when I sat down, it was like I didn't get as much done as I'd like. But on days like today, it's very much like did you sit down and work on what you wanted to work on? Yes. That's it. It's a binary. It's not a qualitative statement. There's not a magnitude involved. It's literally just did you? Yes. Okay, good. And so today was again not as much work as I'd like to have done, but um I was able to do some stuff. Net was down for most of it, but went out to do a location and head count, so others didn't have to worry about it when they woke this morning. Oh dang. And plus, I mean, I feel like, Zebra, correct me if I'm wrong, but since you're kind of the head honcho, it's just, this is the type of thing where it's almost like an inventory thing. It's just better if you do it so you know it's correct. First, amazing imagination. I can see that, Xena. I do agree. Using the story and character and developments and arcs, taking less than 15 minutes for the story. Second is my ambition to write. There you go. What's AO3? Second is my AO3 ambition to write. I'm a whole different level as an AO3 ambition for writing. Is AO3 a typo? I don't think so, just because there's twice, but I don't know what that is. And third is that I'm good at most forms of writing: stories, fan fiction, poem, comics, etc. You have little advantages compared to other writers with this. Oh God. What the heck is that string of letters? I don't know what that means. AO3 for me is a weightlifting competition. Oh, I know what Wattpad is. I've never heard of AO3, but I definitely know what Wattpad is. I've looked at it before, but I've never gotten into it. In old traditional Spanish fashion, even though the property is family owned, mi esposa is listed as the boss and me as land manager. Right, that's kind of what I figured, Zebra. I read slash listened to the biography of Lyndon Johnson, and when you were talking about like the small planes last night that go around, I was thinking about how he got a helicopter and he went around to like the most rural areas and then met them and convinced them to vote for him, and that's how he won his initial, well, it's also debated, but like that's how he was even in the running for his initial Senate race. And then he won the Senate race through like the missing ballot box. But LBJ, that guy was hilarious. I don't know if you have like know a lot about his story or anything like that, but he's got to be one of my favorite presidents. Just because he was so ridiculous. In addition to Clinton's assertions, everyone writes an A3 can literally be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry for the late chapter. I had cancer, went to England, and be serious." Oh wow, so it's a. Let me look this up. I'm curious now. Story. AO3 or Wattpad? Archive of Our Own. That isn't AO3. Oh, okay. I have never heard of this. Xena, thank you for turning me on to this site. Interesting. We all answer her and the ladies, and I focus on the land and production with other men. Zebra, I like that you. I like that you have such a clear delineation of like responsibilities. Keeps things simple. As long as everyone's on the same page. Can I send a link for you? Oh yeah, sure, Xena. You can put it in here, or if you want to join the Discord, just throw it in the main feed on Discord. Either way works. Watch it and you'll understand the AO3 ambition. Okay, let me. I'm gonna copy this link and I'm gonna save it so I can watch it off stream. I don't want to put it on here. Yeah, Xena, I'll watch it off stream. Okay. Keep it simple, stupid. Amen. I read a description. There was a book. I forget what it was. Oh no, it's Colorless Sakura Tazaki by Haruki Murakami. I'm reading it right now. But it talked about how the guy liked to keep it simple. And I was like, dude. But like, went into like a very long kind of description of him, multiple paragraphs, and like he doesn't like to think about this or think about this, or yeah, I don't know, but it's just like at the end of the day, it was just about being simple and keeping things simple. And I was like, oh man, I 100% relate to that. Like I you know I like to have everything simple. That's my goal. These three advantages of mine have made me they make this book and everything in it within the learning center 2 weeks. Oh yeah, dude, that's perfect. That's a fast turnaround too. Xena, you keep up that kind of production schedule, you'll have a very, very, very robust catalog when you really feel like you're ready to throw your work into published books and stuff. Anyways, good night. I'm very tired. Okay, Xena, well, thank you for coming to hang out. Enjoy your evening. Good night to you. And I definitely want to watch this video now. I have it queued up so when I get off here, I can watch it. But thanks for stopping by and thanks for following. And I hope to see you back in here again. I want to hear about how your story's going. I'd love to talk about it, and I loved hearing about what it is you're creating. So, yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. And page so you can find if they really are an Android. Instead. Yo, Marco, check Discord or when you can. Yeah, here. What's up? Discord, Nacho, Discord if you can. I don't mind the Discord. I don't mind the Discord. I don't mind if you like blow up the Discord with like those type of discussions, but yeah, we just try to keep the chat a little bit more relaxed and writing focused, at least during this time. Cool. All right, that's good enough for today. On this, I'll edit it tomorrow. So this is what I wrote today. Was my so every week for my website blog, I will take a news article, some new science development. In this case, a 3D printed ear that got transplanted onto a person, and then I will kind of create a story out of that. And so yeah, so that's done. I have to put it on my blog tomorrow, but I'm gonna edit it and everything tomorrow. But yeah, so let me actually, okay, so done with writing for today. I'm going to take a break. I really got to hit the bathroom. I'm gonna feed Kita, and then I'll be back and hopping on Destiny. So give me like 10 minutes, and then I'll be back, guys. And so yeah, and if you're here for writing, thank you for coming. I'm gonna play Destiny when I get back. So just a heads up. We still chat, I'll still talk, but it just won't be so writing focused. I will be shooting shit. So yeah, I'll be back.